Oh man, so y'all know we talked about Shannon Sharpe being officially retired from ESPN after the whole debacle with him and that young chick, the OnlyFans girl, the snow bunny that took him up and through there with the help of Tony Busby, man. Finesse that boy, finagled the bagel on his eye. But okay. He's talking in this video, but we gonna see what we gotta say as far as him reacting and speaking about the situation. But for sure, we gotta get to this right here. The popular dancer Tip Drill from Miami, one of King of Diamonds' finest, alright? She speaks on the situation and she talks about how women that she know, dancers and stuff, how they used to plot and plan on trapping niggas. And niggas just walking into the traps, okay? Hold on tight, we can get to that, but first thing first, let's see what Shay gotta say.
To get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me that I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support. Now,
Okay, nah. He's still not really addressing his wrongs, but he don't want to admit to any wrongs right now as far as the situation he placed himself in. But I told y'all before, if it came down to any other athletes, Shannon Sharpe don't give no leeway for any fuck-ups. He be going in on niggas, dog. So I know business-wise, he don't want to admit to nothing. As far as the stupid position he put himself in, I know business-wise, he ain't gonna do that. Now, but my boy, how you would react if you were on the other end of these headlines. But all right, man. Dudes in the comment section saying, man, F your brother. Should have thought about that before dipping your Oreo in that milk. Love Shannon, but you got nobody to blame but yourself. Can't decide when you get fired and they don't owe you anything. That's facts though. That's what happens when you selling out to LeBron and Clutch Sports. What I gotta do with anything, man? You stands get too weird, dog. Dude says Shannon hasn't been taking L after L, but ESPN might have been the biggest loser because nobody's trying to watch Stephen A. and Perk blah blah all year. Don't fire me for grape until my brother gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. What? Damn. When you break it down like that, man, that's how it is. That's what it comes down to, man. Because like many people in my comment section said previously, that settlement can be looked at as an admission of guilt. Straight up. Now, Meek Mill decided to give his 2 piece on the situation. He said, y'all too old to be getting fired. For real. Meek crazy for saying that. He has a way of putting things, but I understand what he's trying to say. He's saying like, you too old to be putting yourself in this position and getting fired in that way. Like, come on now. But people are clowning him anyways, and who's gonna tell him anybody can get at any age can get fired? And you was too old to be getting ran through by Diddy, but we ain't judging. Whoa, come on nah. But DJ Teflon 305 down from the crib said the man got fired from his part-time job and everybody laughing like he lost everything. Society funny. True. But Chick says, but for real, Shannon should have been sharper. That's real shit. How he let a milk and magnesia ruin his career. It ain't over. But as far as the corporate deals, those big bucks, That's gonna hurt, because what happens is, I know these dudes, they appreciate having that, you know, that check, that consistent check from a job, and you come and take that and reinvest that shit, or you put it away for retirement, whatever, however you want to do with your money. But getting that check right there from ESPN, that's good to have. When it comes to your platform, you eat what you kill. So it's a totally different vibe, a totally different grind. Because the money that you make, you're trying to continue to reinvest that shit to pay all the employees, and also trying to get newer podcasts to come up under you. Like, say for instance, Club 520 or the Bubba Dub Show. Those are a couple shows that are under Club Shay Shay Media. So the money that he's making from Club Shay Shay or anything from Shay Shay Media, he's more than likely not trying to touch that money. He's trying to reinvest that money. So that extra cash coming from ESPN, you want that, but it's not coming. But okay, let's get to what Tip Drill got to say, man. Miami Tip 305. I told y'all before, she was a dancer, very, very well known. If you came to KOD down here in Miami years ago, she is one of the chicks that you want to see. Now I think she dibbling down. I don't know if she still dance no more, but she does a thing consecration wise. But see, her take on the situation is really interesting, dog.
I am not gonna lie, y'all. I saw this come across my feed and I felt hurt. I felt embarrassed, because this is happening oh too frequently right now, where there are black men who have worked their entire lives to build empires with the plan of leaving a legacy, watching it all fall apart because of sex, lack of sexual discipline. Like, and then it's so crazy how the black culture, some of the men glorify creating all these broken homes and just slinging raw penis everywhere, okay? And just glorifying the fact that they have no sexual discipline. Like, you ain't never tasted a piece of pussy before that you just keep slinging and slinging and slinging this raw penis everywhere, risking everything you have built. For example, Diddy, Shannon, a couple of other niggas, like, y'all niggas is over 40 years old, still chasing after these fetishes and vaginas. Like, y'all ain't never had none before. Like, that is a sexual demon. And we need to promote this to our young men. Have sexual discipline, control your sexual demons, especially when you are a man of a certain stature. Like, y'all are a part of the 1%ers. Ain't too many black men could make it to a level that these men have made it to, and to watch it all just disappear is crazy. And I am a woman that comes from being in the life where men go to the strip club because they can leave with their money. But I also can see, after meeting a few of these men, how so easily they can get duped and trapped because of the way they think. Coming from the strip club and stuff and watching a lot of this happen on a regular, knowing women really, like, they really scheme and plot and plan to trap these niggas. I know this. I know it firsthand. I've been around a few of them. A few of them have been successful. Okay? I know how this shit go. And to know that these men feel like they're invincible is crazy. How you be so smart to build a Fortune 500 company, but you fall short just for 5 minutes of pleasure. 2 days if you're on Somalis. Now, in Shannon's situation, just like Puff Daddy's situation, I feel like this could be an eye-opener. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to go sit with God, pray them demons away, and get your mind right. Like, I don't think this is the end of Shannon Sharpe. He got a lot of other things that he can do on his own. Especially right now is the time where we could win with no label, no networks, no nothing. So it could still be all right for him. But God, one thing about God, when you moving recklessly and you ain't listening, he gonna sit you down.
Okay, so when I first was hearing what you got to say, I'm like, interesting perspective, Tip, coming from where you come from, you know, how you live. But when she wrapped that thing full circle, I'm like, okay, I see what she's speaking. I see how she coming, and I fuck with it, you know. I worked with Tip in the past. She's a cool chick, but let's see what she's saying in the comment section. She says, I don't know about y'all, but for me, this is so sad to continue to watch. Just like we got to watch our daughters, we got to teach our sons about sexual discipline. Coming from a life where all men had to lead with money, I've witnessed how easy it was for these men to fall short to their temptations for 5 minutes of pleasure. This shit ain't cute, nor is it game. However, I believe the story, just like countless others, are bigger than the men who are facing their day in court. It's about the youth and having them witness firsthand what can happen if you don't have discipline of any kind. I don't believe this an end all for Shannon, nor do I believe that about Diddy, but it is damn sure warning from God to stop playing and tighten up. When you live in a world where it's all about you, God will come through and quickly remind you it's always bigger than you. Hey, she talking real shit, dog. And she's seen it all. She seen it all. Hey, real talk, I gotta hit Tip up, try to do some damn segments with her or something like that so y'all can get some stories. Because when I used to do some work with her, sometimes she'll tell some stories about that industry shit, and boy, but let's keep it pushing. But some more reactions, man. Shannon Sharpe really fumbled the ESPN bag all for an OnlyFans girl. Sheesh. And dudes right here says would never had these problems if he locked in with Miss B Nasty instead. Bro, I seen that and I was like, facts, bro. And here I was thinking he had too much dignity for that, but he was dealing with a D-list OnlyFans chick anyway, my boy. Like, what the hell? They said, homie said she shot her out. He was on freak time, just ran into a scammer dude talking about something at the Bush League, bro. Had triple threats, and this what he drafted? Facts. Facts, but bro, see, I can see the vision. Young OnlyFans thotty on a payroll, help funding a lifestyle you think at worst you can dump her off and upgrade as needed. Just amazes me time and time again sexual partners agree to do something that act like the entire act was against their will. Facts though, man. What other folks saying? ESPN told Hunt to get his freak ass up out of here. There they told me he need to stay his ass inside that house. On Discord with Ocho. What y'all talking about? Stay your ass on Discord with Ocho. Sharpe is a prime example that when you play in the snow, you lose your dough. Skip Bayless reaction to Shannon Sharpe getting fired. Big Skip, I stopped by one of my biggest haters' funerals today. Just had to make sure that nigga was dead. Rest in peace, Bozo. Die haters die. At Necker Sharpe funeral home. Y'all crazy. The Big Fendi epic post, man. Y'all crazy. The words told Shannon to date your age and he mocked it. And it cost him personal wages earned in future ESPN wages. Hell no.
Date your age. Date your age. I want to date my wage. So come on with it.
Well, you talking?
As a matter of fact, I'm taking applicants as we speak.
Well, you talking spicy tonight, boy.
Hell nah. Once again, life comes at you fast. Niggas say Shannon Sharpe, X. Marcus Morris, X. Gil Arenas, X. Stephen A. Smith was wearing a Y on First Take. Niggas talking about a First Take Rico, a First Take Curse, all this shit. They say ESPN and Shannon Sharpe.
You ain't getting paid your other half, Shannon. Get your ass the fuck out of here. You ain't getting paid your other half, Shannon. Get your ass the fuck out of here.
Chicks say just came from a hot girl walk. You see that Gil Arenas getting federal charges and Shannon Sharpe was fired from ESPN. I just love good news.
I love good news. Love good news. I just love good news.
Damn, a lot of y'all hated these folks, huh? Niggas say Marcus Morris, Shannon Sharpe, and Gilbert Arenas. Damn. But listen, man, let me know what y'all gotta say in the comment section below. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.